Welcome to Style and Confidence, where transformative coaching meets personal styling for business success. I'm your host, Claire Silk, a transformative life coach and a personal stylist, passionate about helping women like you align your inner worth with your outer expression. Each week, we explore how to build lasting confidence from the inside out, so you can show up as your most authentic, empowered self. Whether you're looking to break through limiting beliefs, build authentic confidence and a winning mindset, or create a wardrobe that truly empowers you, you are in the right place. Get ready to transform your relationship with both your mind and your style. Hello, lovely people, and welcome to episode 17 of Style and Confidence, where we explore the connection between personal style and confidence, so you can feel fabulous, show up boldly in your life and business, and drive your success. We've all heard the expression, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So you already know how important first impressions are. But did you know we all form that crucial first impression within just 1/10 of a second? What if you could take control of that moment? Today, I want to talk to you about the psychology of first impressions, what actually happens in the brain, how your confidence and personal style impact it, and how you can start using this knowledge to show up powerfully and authentically in life and business and make the first impression you want to make, whether you're walking into a room, hopping onto a Zoom call, or meeting a new client. In this episode, we'll look at the neuroscience behind first impressions, how your style directly impacts your confidence and how others see you, and how to create an aligned, unforgettable presence without ever being inauthentic. So if you're ready to stop being invisible and start being unforgettable, keep listening. Before we get going, I want you to imagine you are meeting someone for the first time. Perhaps it's a new client, at a networking event, or presenting to a new audience. Within 1/10 of a second, everyone in that room has already formed a first impression of you. They've made assumptions about your competence, your trustworthiness, your success level, and whether they want to do business with you. This might feel really scary, but this psychological reality is actually your secret weapon once you understand how to harness it. So what's really happening in that first second? Our brains are wired for something called thin slicing. Basically, this is your brain's way of making a really quick judgment with limited information. It's a survival mechanism. We scan for cues, body language, facial expressions, voice, and also how someone is dressed. What that means is you're not just being seen, you are being interpreted. Subconsciously, people are asking, is she confident? Can I trust her? Does she know what she's doing? Everything that goes on inside you, your self-belief, your energy, your mindset, shines through, whether you want it to or not. Some people have got really good at hiding this. I'm not one of them. I've always been told that I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I know that if I'm not feeling very confident, it is really obvious. Most of the time when this happens, it works against me. So if you're like me, it is really beneficial to know what to do to change this. If you're not feeling confident inside, it can show up in your posture, in your tone, in your energy. But when you own your presence, you take back control of that first impression. Let's start with the science, because understanding what's happening in our brains and other people's brains gives us the power to work with this process instead of against it. A series of experiments by Princeton psychologists Janine Willis and Alexander Todorov, which I might have pronounced wrong, reveal that all it takes is 1/10 of a second to form an impression of a stranger from their face, and that longer exposures don't significantly alter those impressions, although they might boost your confidence in your judgment. Whilst obviously we should not judge a book by its cover, we can't help these subconscious responses. The amygdala is responsible for the first part of a first impression and initially decides if what we see is safe. Secondly, information travels to the neocortex within 2/10 of a second, which decides if we like or dislike what we see. This immediate decision, made subconsciously by our brains, is wired for our survival. These responses are purely emotional and never rational. When our ancestors met someone new, they had to quickly determine whether it was a friend or foe, safe or dangerous. This rapid assessment could literally mean the difference between life and death for them. Fast forward to today, and whilst we're not worried about saber-toothed tigers attacking us, our brains still make these lightning-fast judgments. Research shows that within the first 7 seconds of meeting someone, we form impressions about their trustworthiness, competence, likability, and even their success level. This is where the halo effect comes in. One positive trait influences how we perceive all other traits about a person. So if someone perceives you as well-dressed and put together, they are more likely to assume you are also competent, organised and successful. As a woman in business, you'll be familiar with the idea of a cocktail statement. Well, your style is your visual cocktail statement. I would argue it is even more important since it provides information that is perceived and judged within that first tenth of a second. Before you say a word, your outfit speaks. It tells a story. It gives people a feeling. And when it's aligned with who you really are, it becomes magnetic. Your style is your silent ambassador. And when you understand this psychology, you can use it intentionally to ensure that those messages align with your true capabilities and the value you bring to the world. Now let's talk about what you wear and why it matters for you, not just for others. If you've been listening to this podcast for a while, you'll have heard me talk about enclothed cognition, the idea that what you wear changes your psychological processes, the way you think and feel. When you put on clothing that makes you feel powerful, your brain actually starts operating differently. Your posture improves, your stress hormones decrease, and your confidence levels genuinely increase. But this works best when it is authentic to you. Otherwise, you'll experience a sort of style disconnect. If you're wearing what you think you should wear, or following trends that don't feel like you, your brain knows, even if you don't know consciously. And the confidence boost doesn't happen because there's a dissonance between your internal self and your external presentation. Finding the clothes that are authentic to you is what I refer to as your style DNA. The colours, silhouettes, textures and pieces that make you feel powerful and authentic. Understanding the specific elements that make you feel most like yourself, whilst also feeling powerful and professional. For some of my clients, that's bold colours and statement jewellery. For others, it's clean lines and luxurious fabrics. There is no one-size-fits-all formula because authentic confidence looks different on everyone. When your internal and external selves align, that's when real magnetic confidence happens. When you're dressed authentically, you stand taller, speak with more conviction, and radiate confidence. Have you ever put on an outfit and instantly felt more powerful, more put together, more you? That's not superficial, that's strategic. Style is non-verbal communication. The colours you wear, the structure of your clothes, your accessories, these things all speak volumes. You can signal leadership, creativity, warmth, boldness, all without opening your mouth. In business especially, style builds trust. It creates instant credibility, and most importantly, it boosts how you feel about yourself. Now you might be thinking, but my industry is really conservative, or I don't have much flexibility with the way I dress. This is where we can lean in to strategic authenticity, how to honour who you are whilst also meeting professional requirements. I'm not suggesting you rebel against dress codes. A dress code must always be respected and take priority. But what you want to do is express yourself within the guidelines of the dress code. So let's say you work in a traditional corporate environment that requires a formal business attire. You might not be able to wear your favourite bohemian maxi dress to work, but you can choose the colours that energise you, select silhouettes that make you feel confident, and incorporate accessories that reflect your personality. You could also find small details like a beautiful silk scarf or some statement earrings that feel authentically you. You could even wear your favourite lipstick to chair a meeting, or wear something that holds sentimental value to you. Within the dress code, you can make choices that reflect your personality and make you feel confident. You then become memorable for the right reasons, not because you're inappropriate, but because you're confidently, authentically professional. This approach actually builds more credibility than playing it completely safe. When you show up as your authentic self within professional boundaries, people sense that confidence and authenticity. They trust you more because they feel like they're meeting the real you, not a version of you that's trying to fit in. Remember, the goal is not to blend in, it is to belong while staying true to who you are. And when you show up as your whole self, even in subtle ways, people feel that presence. Okay, so I always like to give you some practical tips you can take away. And this week, I've got 3 specific actions to start mastering your first impressions and building authentic confidence. Action number 1, the mirror exercise. Before any important meeting, event, or even a normal day when you want to feel your best, I want you to spend 2 full minutes looking at yourself in the mirror. Try not to critique what's wrong and concentrate on acknowledging what's right. Look at yourself and state 3 specific things you love about how you look and feel. Maybe it's, I love how this colour brings out my eyes, or I feel powerful in this blazer, or this accessory perfectly represents my personality. The key is to be specific and genuine. You must really feel these things. This exercise literally rewires your brain to focus on your strengths rather than your perceived flaws by creating new neural pathways and then, over time, reinforcing them. When you walk into that room, you'll be carrying that positive energy with you, and others will feel it immediately. The second is first impression feedback. This is easiest if you're regularly on Zoom calls, but whatever the situation, if you can record yourself, try this. Record yourself in a Zoom meeting. Watch it back and notice your first few seconds. What is your body language like? Were you smiling? What can other people see? Is it all aligned with how you want to be seen? Alternatively, ask 3 people you trust, ideally people who see you in different contexts like work, social situations and family settings. Ask them what first impression you give when they first see you in those environments. Ask them to be honest but constructive. You're looking for gaps between how you intend to come across and how you're actually being perceived. Maybe you think you're coming across as approachable, but people read you as unapproachable. Perhaps you're trying to project authority, but you're really being perceived as uncertain or even aggressive. This feedback will help you make small adjustments to ensure your external presentation is aligned with your internal intentions and capabilities. Remember, these actions are to enhance who you already are, not to change who you are. You're not broken and you don't need fixing. You're simply learning to let your authentic confidence shine more brightly. And finally, action number 3, the power piece. This is not the first time I've referred to having power pieces. Choose a piece of clothing or an accessory that consistently makes you feel powerful and confident. It might be a beautiful necklace, a perfectly fitting dress, a pair of shoes that make you feel like you can conquer the world, or even a specific perfume that makes you feel good when you wear it. Wear this piece deliberately when you need an extra confidence boost. Before you put it on, set an intention for how you want to show up that day. Like, today I am courageous. This creates a powerful psychological anchor between the physical item and your confident mindset. So find your power piece and use it strategically. As we come to the end of this episode, let's wrap up with the 3 key insights I want you to remember. First, your brain and everyone else's brain makes judgments within 1/10 of a second of meeting someone. This isn't rational and it's not shallow. It's hardwired human psychology. When you understand this, you can work with it strategically to ensure those snap judgments reflect your true capabilities and value. Second, what you wear can change how you feel and how other people respond to you. There's a direct connection between how you dress and how confident you feel, but you need to do it authentically. When your external presentation aligns with your internal self, you feel more powerful, and others perceive that power immediately. Third, you can be clear about who you are, even in professional settings. You can find creative ways to express your personality within appropriate boundaries, making you memorable for all the right reasons. Mastering first impressions isn't about changing who you are. It's about expressing who you are more powerfully and intentionally. If today's episode has resonated with you and you would like to confidently show up in a way that is true to who you are, I would like to invite you to learn more about my Style and Confidence Accelerator program. This is where we take everything you've learned today and personalise it. We'll uncover your style DNA, build self-trust, and help you create a presence that opens doors. We'll work on the psychology, strategy, and the practical elements so you can show up as your most confident, authentic self. If you're curious and want to explore whether this program is right for you, head over to the link in the show notes and book a free discovery call with me. We'll talk about where you are now, where you want to be, and how we can bridge that gap together. Thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time, stand tall, dress true, and never dim your light. Thank you for listening to Style and Confidence, where style meets confidence for business success. If you have enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend, rate, review, and subscribe so you never miss out on our weekly confidence-building conversations. You can also connect with me over on LinkedIn as Claire Silk or on Instagram at Silk Style and Confidence for more style and mindset tips. Until next time, remember, true confidence comes from within. Style helps it shine.